Hello, welcome to my stream. Tonight we'll be playing more of RollerCoaster Tycoon Deluxe, and once again we'll be continuing Dragon's Cove. That's a level that we started 2 Fridays ago, and we still have a lot more to do on it. We could only finish our first major coaster last stream, so we still need to build 4 more. We need to finish 4 more coasters, and hopefully tonight we'll be able to, if not beat the level, then make a very good progress on it. I'm expecting to be able to build at least 2 more coasters to it, but let's see how it goes because thanks to last time we were able to have new rides, so it's going to be faster for us to get to more profit, and then we can use that profit on the coasters, right? So I'm expecting us to have a faster progress in there. But then I'm also not sure if I'll be able to finish it because first, some models in there are very painful. For example, the bobsled coaster, also known as the bloodshed coaster. I don't want to start building that one, but it's there, right? So at some point I'll need to face it. Hopefully I'll be alright for it. But also depending on how the chat goes, how the stream goes, I may also be distracted and then I won't be focusing on the game that much. I'll need to see how that goes, right? But at least 2 more coasters tonight. I believe I will be able to do that. So let's go for it. Hi Riker, what's up man? How are you doing? How was your week and also your Friday? Let me open the level in here. Okay, there we are. Another thing that I need to mention is that since last weekend, I think, the weather in here has been very rainy and cloudy. So, in case I disappear out of nowhere, it's probably thanks to a power outage. Last weekend we had one on Sunday, but thank goodness I did not lose my progress in Final Fantasy IX because of the autosave. But it also happened in the late night, right? So I was already planning to finish the stream anyway, so it was not that major. But as it's raining and as it's cloudy in here, hopefully we won't have any power outage in the middle of this park, right? In the middle of this stream. But in case something happens, that's probably it. Like you mentioned last week, you guys had an unseasonably cold week. I kind of remember that. And the heater at your work broke? Oh no, man. So no heat all week at work? Damn, be sure to bring extra coats, right? But you got off today while they replaced the boiler? That's nice. That's good. In here, it's a holiday. In here, it's the... And then I will try to pronounce it in English by like translating it directly from Portuguese, so I don't know if it's going to be right. But today here is the proclamation of the Republic of Brazil. So today is a holiday here. Actually, it is like an extended holiday because Friday and then Saturday and Sunday you are salary too, so you are getting paid even though you're not studying. So today is your 4th of July. Yeah, today here is our 4th of July, I guess. We have 2 holidays that are related to that. Today is like the proclamation of republic, but then on September 7th it is the Independence Day of Brazil. So those 2 holidays, they are kind of sounding like the same to me, but yeah, we have those 2, while in America I have only heard of one, which is exactly the 4th of July. Do you guys have another one that's around those lines? You got last Monday off for Veterans Day? Nice. So you're getting a lot of days off. You guys have President's Day. Okay, that sounds weird though. At least I cannot see President's Day happening in Brazil, especially because of how bad some presidents are and were, right, in here for our country. So that's a holiday we won't have, but we don't need more holidays. We already have a bunch to celebrate the president. It's George Washington's birthday. Oh, nice. Yeah, I know that the US had some very important presidents that really helped the people and the society in there. In here, we had some, but we also had some very horrible ones, right? So I can't see we are having a holiday like that. George Washington was the founder of the USA. Oh, really? I mean, that makes sense because you have the Washington state, you have the Washington DC, so Washington, the name Washington is super major, right? Essentially, what did I do here last time again? It was the coaster. It was this one right here, the black one. That was like part of the objective. And then we also built the shuttle loop right here. Or not really a shuttle loop, it's more like a bacon coaster. Yeah, I even called it the Baconator. Yeah, the Baconator to interact with the Black Coaster to increase its excitement rating. He was the commander of the army and the first president. Oh wait, nobody's going to the Ferris wheel. So Riker, how many monsters do you need to get in Monster Sanctuary? Do you know the total? Because you beat the game, you were telling me on private that you beat the game, and now you are trying to get them all, right? I wonder how many are all of them. There are 60? That's not bad. I mean, that doesn't sound too hard, especially in comparison to Pokemon. But each monster has a light and a dark form. Oh, okay, so they do have some differences. That changes their stats and gives them an extra ability depending on if it is light or dark. Okay, so that doubles it. You need to go after 120. And by the way, not only you messaged me about Monster Sanctuary, but Gabriel was also telling me that I should stream that game, or at least stream the demo of it. But I told him that I can't do that like right now or this year because I'm already very busy regarding the Earn Awards 2019. So I don't want to make things more complicated or add new games to the schedule. I need to simplify things instead of adding more content for this year. That's another reason why I think that I will be doing some more shorter Roller Coaster Tycoon streams until the end of the year. Because after those streams, I will also need to be clipping things and stuff. If I can save some time on that process, I will go for it. So depending on how things go, especially if I don't have a lot of people around these Roller Coaster Tycoon streams until the end of the year, I will try to make some shorter ones that will not only give me extra time to be working on the Earn Awards, but also to not have a lot of video to be watching or rewatching and then clipping things. I need to simplify my streams a little bit. They add a new area on every 1 to 1.5 months. They just added a new one this week, and that's not paid, right? You don't need to pay for this extra content, do you? It's not a DLC. So by the time you play it, there will be more content. So yeah, you really want 120, but you might also want extras because there are some valid strategies of having 3 times of the same monster. Oh yeah, you can also use them in repetitive, right? Or in repetition. By the way, this coaster right here is not working. For some reason, it's not getting the people. Um, if I do this, am I going to crash it? Okay, it's still good. I increased the speed a little bit more to see if it won't have the same problem anymore. But yes, Monster Sanctuary, it is a possibility for us to be playing that next year. Although the first game that is on my mind and also is around those lines of Monster Sanctuary is Digimon World. So I think I would play Digimon World first and then Monster Sanctuary maybe some time after it. And you were able to finish it very quickly, right, Riker? So maybe I could consider playing it as a game in between other games, like in between the JRPG games. And then add an extra 60 if you also want the normal forms. They are weaker, but eventually they are going to add something extra to them. So wait, you have normal forms, light forms, and dark forms. It's not a DLC, it's all part of the main game. The main game it wasn't finished yet. There is no PvP yet either. Monster Sanctuary is number 1 JRPG, number 2 Metroidvania, and number 3 Pokemon. The combat is a lot more like a traditional JRPG. By traditional JRPG, do you mean Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy? But instead of having people, you would have monsters like those. There are 3 versus 3 fights. Let me just quick check my rides in here. Do I need to do anything that I still don't have? Or can I move on to the coasters again? Do I have the flying saucers? I don't think I have the flying saucers. Okay, I'm going for it. It seems that I also don't have the space rings. Imagine like Chrono Trigger but with 60 characters and skill trees and a lot of more abilities. Wait, are you telling me there are like tech moves? A lot of team building and customizing? How many hours did it get you for you to finish the game? Would you say something around 30 to 40 hours? They are like combos but not tags. One sec, alright. Wait, has no path? Oh yeah, that's right. There we go. I think I'll try building a path so I can get people to the beach. And then I can use that area to build new rides. There we go. What was the question? Yeah, how long did it take you to finish the game? Uh, your time playing it wasn't accurate because you had it running while you were at work and stuff. Wait, you can leave it running? Can they have some sort of grinding while it's on? and then it's automatic. But you started playing it Sunday night during my stream and you finished it this morning? Yeah, that made me believe that it was not a very long game. Although I don't know if you have played it like every day. Oh, you just left it minimized on your PC. Okay, so it has no auto grinding or anything like that. Wait, did I change the size of the game? I probably did it, right? Give me a second here. Oh, people are getting lost. I'll need to check that. Did I not change the size of the window on screen? Because I definitely changed it on my side by accident. But okay, on stream it looks... Oh wait, there we go. I could see it now. It's good, right? I can keep it like this. Like you said, it's probably like 60% finished or so. Yeah, but because you want to get all the monsters, right? Maybe when I play it, I'm not sure if I would go for all of that. They plan to have at least 100 monsters and there is currently 60. Why are people getting lost? Oh, that's why they're getting lost? Because they are going to the beach? Air-powered vertical coaster? Wait, do I know this model? Oh, okay, I know this model. It's just very rare. And I was not used to that name. Oh, I see. I should make a connection right here. By the way, Record, did you see anything regarding the Pokemon game now that it's out? I was watching it before starting the stream. And it's not that the game is bad, it's just that the game is what it has always been, you know? It feels a lot like the regular Pokemon games for the Nintendo 3DS. It doesn't feel anything besides that. Of course, the graphics are prettier, but the game still feels like the same, you know? So it's not very surprising. But at the same time, it's not bad because it's just like the old games. It's a bit disappointing because it is for the Switch and it's not innovating in comparison to the previous games. So that's a bit frustrating. but it's not horrible because it's still the same formula. It's what has worked for them since the beginning. But there are things that I hated about it, but there is one thing that I liked about it. You have been watching someone playing it, he hates it. Can you tell me why he hates it? I also have been watching people playing it, especially on YouTube. Actually, only on YouTube for now, because I want to follow the story. So if I start watching it on Twitch, then I will probably need to interrupt my session and then return to it, and then I will lose the progress. I could check the VODs, but on YouTube it's easier because it is already parted. But yeah, the thing that I hated the most was that it has a lot of dialogues. It's like you take three steps and then you find or you meet your rival and then you will start another talk with him. It's like very linear regarding that, and they interrupt the game a bunch for you to have those cutscenes and those dialogues. I don't like that. In my opinion, it was a very slow start. I do miss when in the first Pokemon games you had like, I don't know, 5 minutes of introduction and dialogue, and then there we go, you are free to go. You talk to whoever you want, and then 3 or 4 cities later you meet your rival again or so, and then he'll say two things and then go away again or leave you again. No, here it's like, hey, you learned how to take 3 steps, nice. And then 1 minute later, nice, now you know how to take 10 steps. It's so annoying. So it was a very slow start, and then I lost my patience with the dialogues in there, especially the rival dialogues, because it's so unnecessary and extra long for no reason. But besides that, the thing that I like the most were the new Pokemon. I'm getting surprised on the new Pokemon because I haven't gotten spoiled on them, so I'm still seeing them for my first time, and I'm loving them. There are some really cool and cute designs. You have started watching this guy like 10 years ago, and then he was playing Pokemon ROM hacks on Super Nintendo. He just played a lot of Pokemon. There is nothing new in Sword and Shield. Correct. That's exactly how I was feeling. Like, this feels a lot like a game for the 3DS, and it has no taste or no different taste. It's not innovating that much, especially considering it's a game for a home console. And there is really bad frame rate issues. I realized some graphical issues, yeah, but not necessarily frame rates. And there was an advertisement for Pokemon Go right outside your starting house. That's true. Yeah, there was a promotion on Pokemon Go. You don't know why you said SNS? Maybe you meant to say YouTube. Okay, YouTube. But yeah, it's like, thank goodness I did not have any big expectations for this game in a long time, especially after they said that we wouldn't be getting the national decks. Because seriously, the game is not that impressive, at least from what I have watched so far. And I still haven't gotten to the first gym, which is kind of crazy. It's been like 4 or 5 hours of playthrough, and then the first gem was still not there. But then you'll think, oh, it's because it has a lot of content. No, it's because it has a lot of dialogues, and then they keep talking a bunch about things that you don't necessarily need to be talking about. And then they never make to the first gym, and then after the talk is finally over, you have like 5 minutes to explore all the areas, and then it's over. Like, oh, let's check all the houses. You can do that in 5 minutes, and then you move on to the next area, and there is going to be somebody to talk to you. And hey Yoda, what's up, man? Dynamax can impress the kids. One fun thing about Dynamax though was the sound effects. I do think that the sound effects when you make a Pokemon to Dynamax is kind of funny for you to hear it. I saw like Sobble getting Dynamaxed, and then the voice of him was funny in my opinion. That was something that I was not expecting to happen, and I do give it some credit to it. But besides the raid battles, which I don't think it is a bad idea, but besides that, the game is lacking on many other things, you know. But I did like the new Pokemon so far, especially because they are finally giving me real and unique dark types. One thing that I did not have in Pokemon Sun and Moon, because in Sun and Moon there was only one unique dark type, which was pretty much Incineroar, because the other ones were like, oh, let's recycle Grimer, let's recycle Meowth, let's recycle um, Rattata, right? I don't want to see recycled Pokemon to be of my favorite Pokemon type. Now we do have the recycled Zigzagoon, but at least I could see one new species that's a dark type, so I liked it. This guy's been playing for like at least 30 minutes and you don't think he has a Pokemon yet? Oh my god. It's because of the freaking dialogues. They do change some little things in this game that I can't say if I like those changes or not, but I don't think that those changes are going to make it any special in comparison to the other ones. For example, the person who introduces the region to you, it's not a professor for the first time. And there was also another change that I did see before we start the stream, but I don't want to say it because I think it could be a spoiler. But I was like, oh, they have never done this before. But it's still not surprising me that much, the game in general. But it's not bad. Like, if you like Pokemon, and if you like the 3DS games, it's just like that. And I'm pretty sure the multiplayer is going to be very fun, because that's the best thing in Pokemon games in my opinion. It's for you to enjoy the multiplayer, right? Regarding that, I think the game is going to do a good job, but the plot, I'm not sure if it's going to be any impressive. It could have been way more, you know? He's like, can you imagine getting your first Pokemon from the world champion? That's true as well, right? Can you believe the nepotism? Why don't they just give us a level 100 Pokemon already? It's so absurd that this guy was never beaten before. Come on. Also, it's annoying on how cocky he is, right? But did you guys like the new Pokemons? Don't give me names because maybe you have seen some Pokemons that I still haven't seen. Just in general, did you like the models, the designs? I'm enjoying them. I did like the new Pokemon. They are very cute. He mentioned that too. Yeah. Yeah, of course, right? And then now he's all about, oh, nobody can ever beat me. Come on. There is no such a person. They are alright so far, usually not into the cute starting area stuff. Oh, really? I did like the cute starting Pokemon. There was another thing that surprised me as well regarding one of those Pokemon of the very early Pokemon game. But I shall not mention it because it could be a very minor spoiler, but I won't mention it. I'll just say that it's regarding Pokemon types. Yeah, there was a Pokemon from a particular type that surprised me a lot. Escadrille is your favorite? I was actually capturing some drill birds on my Pokemon Go account. I was happy to see that my boy Oddish made it to the game. I could see him. Wait, Yoda, be careful, man. I didn't know Ulu could evolve yet. But it looks boring, that sucks. You saw a bug psychic? I did see it too. That's new. It is a new combination, but that's not what surprised me. What I will say is that what surprised me was that there was a flying type that surprised me. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I got really surprised by a flying type. Why are you lost in the woods? Are you trying to capture some Pokemon, Handyman number 16? But regarding evolutions, I did only see the Bug Psychic one, which was a nice evolution, at least so far. Maybe he's going to evolve again. And Sobo's evolution as well. I did see the first stage of his. I liked it, but I can understand if some people did not like it. Okay, so I think now I'm good to go for the coasters, right? But before that, let me add a third food plaza on the beach, and then I will go for the coasters. So are you guys getting the game? Did you guys get the game? Are you going to wait for more reviews, for more information? Or are you going to wait until the next game? I was actually talking about this to a friend of mine, and I told him that there is a good thing about this game being a failure, which is that the Pokemon Company will need to listen to the fans, plus work harder for the next game, right? We are not playing this shit. Yeah, I think that if like those people that were on the fence, if they decide to not buy the game, that's going to be better because it's going to show the Pokemon Company how this game was a failure and how they need to improve a lot of things for the next one. You'd get another copy of Monster Sanctuary for your Switch. There we go. Yeah, I was talking about this to this friend, and I think he's going to do the same. He's going to buy a Switch, and he was um, thinking about which games he should get first, and he was considering buying Pokemon and either Zelda or Mario Odyssey. And then now I believe he's going to go for Mario Odyssey and Zelda, but no Pokemon. Because probably next year they're going to either release another game or to start giving us the news regarding the next game, which I want to believe that's going to be the Pokemon Diamond Pearl Platinum remake. And I hope they are going to learn what they need to improve for the next game. And then that one is going to be good, you know? So I want to believe they're going to make the right changes for the future. We all just need to be patient. Or Tentem, Zelda's incredible, Mario's great too. I told him that he should get Zelda for sure, but I was not sure if he should play Breath of the Wild before playing any other Zelda game because it's going to be like his first Zelda game ever. I was even considering that he should maybe play A Link to the Past, but thanks to the um, Switch online service because it is right there. He could play it first, or maybe The Last of Zelda for NES, although that game aged a little bit, so I'm not sure if he's going to like it. But at least A Link to the Past, and then move on to Breath of the Wild, because I was scared of him like playing Breath of the Wild first, and then thinking that's how Zelda games are like, and then I would expect that not to be right because I think that Breath of the Wild took another direction on the Zelda franchise, And then I'm afraid of after playing Breath of the Wild, if he returns to the older Zelda games, he will expect those games to not feel like Zelda, you know? But it's like the opposite. It's Breath of the Wild that is a bit different, even though it's still Zelda, but it doesn't have like the. I mean, I still need to play it though. I'm talking about my impressions. But I'm afraid of like he getting a different impression of Zelda games when Breath of the Wild is the different one. So I wanted him to play other Zelda games first before jumping into it. I will see how that goes. People have been saying that for like 10 years. That's kind of true, but this time the game hopefully is going to have a bigger backlash on Nintendo, right? It's already having it. Of course, people will still buy the game and it's going to be profitable, but it's making people mad. And then I was also comparing what's happening to this game to what happened to Pokemon X and Y, for example. X and Y was one of my favorite Pokemon games, even though everyone or most people did not like the evil team or did not like the plot, and they did not like a lot of things. But what made that game special to me mostly was that it was giving us better graphics, great new Pokemon, and also an amazing multiplayer and online uh, features, right? So I had a lot of fun by playing the multiplayer of that game. And then now I think it's the same happening. The plot may not be that great, the graphics are beautiful, but the game may feel empty or it may be short, and then the evil team may not be great. But I'm expecting the multiplayer to be fun. And then for the other game, they're going to improve it, hopefully improve more things and please the fans. Yeah, they will still make a bajillion dollars, that's definitely. All the people criticizing it are still playing it right now. Most of them, yes. Most of them, yes. But if we can make those people that are on the fence, considering if they should play it or not, if we can make them to not buy it, then that's good. That's going to be good for the Pokemon Company to make the changes they finally need to be making, right? I would wait until the next game because if the next game is the remake of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, I'm excited for that because I love that game, and I hope that they will make some adjustments in time for it, right? That it will please more people or will please the fans more instead of getting Sword and Shield right now. Not to mention that maybe there is going to be a Pokemon gun or Pokemon Spear. I'm not sure. Like the third version of those two. And that game hopefully is going to be much better or superior than this first one. Make a good anime and then more people will buy the game too. Regarding the anime, I saw some news, but I did not see the latest news. But I did like the idea of going around all the regions. That's very good. Although there is this YouTuber that I follow, and even though I did not watch his video, I saw his thumbnail, and then on his thumbnail he was saying something like, "Is this anime not going to be like linear or something?" Because if they are going to be traveling around all the regions and doing a bunch of things, maybe each episode is going to be very independent and not really connected like in a linear way. So I don't know if I like that idea of the episodes going to be or feel a lot like random episodes. I don't know if that's going to be the direction of the anime, but I would prefer something more linear that makes more sense. Let's see how that's going to be like. They should design it so you can watch the episodes in any order and it still makes sense. Well, regarding the fillers, that's how they go, right? But I do like when the animes have a connection because then you can see some character development and also progress in the adventure, right? It's too ambitious for Nintendo though, but I don't know, maybe they're going for it. So guys, I think I'm ready to try another coaster here. We have the red coaster, we have the bloodshed coaster, that's going to be the last one. Then we have this yellow coaster right here, and we have the green coaster. Octopath Travelers, the Pokemon version. So Octopath Traveler is not, it is not like, um, I mean, it's not linear because you can see the story from different perspectives, right? But is it really random? Like, doesn't it have a lot of connections between the stories and the perspectives? But maybe it is a good way to put it, like Octopath Traveler Pokemon version. What is this green coaster again? Oh, this is the steel roller coaster. I see. I think I would try it. Wait, but I can't even continue? They do want me to change the path. Let's get to 50, not 50, to 22 or 21, that works. And then where can I go? Maybe I should go left because we already have a lot of things going on to the right. But I'll finish this turn. You know, some news that surprised me a lot. I did not watch the video, I just saw like the headlines of the information, but it seems that Luigi's Mansion 3 was extremely successful. And once again, I don't feel like that game is that great. Like, I'm not a big Luigi's Mansion fan, even though I still haven't played one game. But I have a hard time imagining why is this game that great. And then I remember I had this talk with Victor last weekend, and then he was like, "You gotta play it because then we will understand it." It was something like Luigi's Mansion was the third best selling game or something. It's something like that. I was like, seriously? People do really love this game that much? I mean, I love Luigi. He's one of my favorite characters, especially in the Mario universe, but I really never understood why is Luigi's Mansion that great. Because to me it feels very repetitive, like, okay, you are exploring this place and then you are sucking ghosts and that's it. why do they love them? Yeah, me neither, but it's like there is nothing that I can see on the game that makes me really want to play it, you know? But people are crazy for it. And then those news showed up like, oh my god, it's such a success. And then I'm like, what? And I was also thinking, once you beat the game, then maybe you won't feel like replaying it. And then Victor was also saying, oh no, but I want to play that game every time because I love it. It's so nostalgic and stuff. And I was like, but why? It's it's so simple. But anyway, I do plan to play at least the first Luigi's Mansion at some point. Hopefully I will start to understand why do people love it so badly, because I could never get it. Can I go there, or maybe I won't be able to go there? What if I... Yes, what if I use a bank turn? There we go. Is there any game that you kind of feel like it's so strange that this particular game is such a big hit and you could never understand why it was so successful? My pick is Luigi's Mansion. I don't understand it. It looks so simple, repetitive, normal to me. Give me some names, Riker, so I can see if I agree with you or not. Doki Doki Literature Club, I can agree with you, I think. Undertale, I can understand why Undertale is successful, but I think that it's overrated. That's my opinion about Undertale. I think it is overrated. It is great, but not that great as people usually talk about. Not in my opinion, at least. But I can understand why it was successful. Especially considering it was an indie game. It was a very good indie game. There are so many generic trash RPGs like Undertale on Steam for like $5. Yeah, there are some generic games that are very successful. You think that people just like Undertale because the music? I think that the plot has a good part of it as well. People love the plot of Undertale, and maybe the characters are the fun, right? Because it's also a somewhat weird slash funny game. But it makes me feel a little bit confused on those people that have loved Undertale but they cannot stand Earthbound, for example. It's something that doesn't add to my brain. Because I do think both games have so many things in common. And then a bunch of Undertale fans, they don't like Earthbound at all. I know, right? I kind of stopped recommending people to play Earthbound because a lot of people that I have been recommending to play it, they were like, I'm not impressed by this game, or I could not finish it, or I don't like it. I was like, what? To me, it's very fun. It's such a good game. If I watched the AVGN Earthbound video, I don't think so. But I stopped recommending it to people because I end up meeting a bunch of people that did not like Earthbound. And then I'm pretty sure if those people they were playing Undertale, they would love Undertale. So I'm like, what? I think the sense of humor in both games are such they are so close to each other, and then they both have weird characters as well. They are both dark games, and maybe the music in Undertale is a bit superior depending to your taste, but Earthbound has a fantastic soundtrack too. I don't get it. You want me to watch it later? Alright. I don't think I have watched him before. It's Angry Video Game Nerd, right? Yes, I have heard of him. But once again, I don't think I follow many huge YouTubers. I follow some big YouTubers, but not like incredibly huge YouTubers, you know? Not many at least. He reviews terrible video games? Wait, so he did review Earthbound as a terrible video game? Hopefully it was the opposite. Oh wait, he did? But you love it? I don't know if I'm going to love it, but sure. What if I connect this coaster to the towers right there? I think I'll go for that. So Riker, are you still playing a lot of that World of Warcraft classic game? You have been raid logging, which is kind of frowned upon. What do you mean by that? Raid logging? By the way, I think we had some frame drops, but we're still good. Oh, I need to go higher. Only logging into the game for raids? I see. You only log into mobile games for daily rewards, Yoda? I was doing that on my 3DS game, that one that's like the badge arcade, but I stopped doing that because you can play it like once a day for free. I stopped doing that. I still log in Pokemon Go daily, but I don't force myself to make or to complete, right? I don't force myself to complete the daily rewards every day, especially because I don't like play Pokemon Go that much outside. So when I don't have the Wi-Fi signal working very well on my Pokemon Go game, I don't mind it. Like I try it, but if it's not working, then I leave it. Not Wi-Fi signal. Actually, I should say the localization detector, because sometimes the cell phone doesn't know where I am, and you need to know where you are for you to play Pokemon Go. So sometimes that doesn't work very well, and then I just leave the daily rewards for another day. Maybe the game that I get the daily rewards, but also because I do play it every day the most, is Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Every day, I would say. And then because of that, I get the daily rewards. I have the feeling this coaster is not going to work. Wait, can I use a booster? Oh, I can use a booster. Okay, a booster may help me out. Because I was scared of making this coaster to be very slow. Yeah, now I just need to think about our way back. But I'm kinda surprised, Riker, that you have only been playing World of Warcraft Classic for the raids. Are you starting to not feel the game that much anymore? Are you waiting for any other updates or something? By the way, what the heck was that noise? Is the sound glitching in this game? Man, this is a huge coaster. Where is the end of this? I need to go underground somehow. Well, let's go underground now, why not? Then I need to get to which level? Is that 12? Okay, we need to get to 12. Once again, I doubt that this coaster is going to either work or to give me the conditions right. I'm definitely sure we need to make some changes in here. Oh, I need to go left. Like a lot. Changing the topic a little bit, were you guys or are you guys still excited for that Nintendo amusement park? And do you expect to go there and visit it at some point? Is that something that you would be looking forward to go? Or you just don't mind it? You think it's going to be just like any other amusement park? Wait, you didn't know that, Riker? They are building it, right? Um, they are building one, if I'm right, in California. I actually think there are going to be two amusement parks of Nintendo in the US. And then there was also one in Japan. I'm checking it now. But I think one of them was in Orlando, which is Florida, right? So maybe one is in Florida, not California. Yeah, it is an amusement park that's connected to the Universal Studios. And then there is going to be one in Japan and either one or two in the US. And one of them is in Orlando, if I'm right. But I... Wait, there are some plans of bringing it to Hollywood? And also Singapore. Oh yeah, it's part of Universal Studios, that's right. Yeah, it's not its own park, but it's still like Nintendo related, so it may feel like Nintendo's park, right? I was wondering if, I don't know, anyone from the US would be down to go there or is like waiting until it's open or something. I probably won't go there because I don't live in the US, but I liked the last news I heard about that park because they're going to have like this Donkey Kong based area and they came up with a minecart ride for it. So I thought it was a very great idea for everything, right? Because it makes a lot of sense for a Donkey Kong area to have a minecart ride in an amusement park. So I was like excited for that minecart ride I heard about. But then again, I don't know how's the development of the park going. I have the feeling they are delayed because they brought up those news of coming up for a park in Universal Studios for a long time. And as we still don't have the park, I think it's delayed, but I'm not sure. Okay, now I just need to make that connection right there. More than like excited for this amusement park because I don't live in the US, so I can't really be excited for it. I would be more excited for Nintendo returning to my country, right? That's what would make the Brazilians fans or the Brazilian fans more happy about. But so far, no plans of Nintendo to return here. I mean, maybe there are some plans, but nothing is still happening or already happening. Oh, I just had to go straight ahead. Okay, let me test this out. Once again, I'm not positive about this, but show me what's happening, right? You know what? I will also save the game because I don't know if I'm going to have any power outages tonight. So save our progress so far. They called it the Super Mario World. That's not confusing or anything. You guess it's Super Nintendo World. Yeah, I think it is Super Nintendo World, right? Because they will have the Donkey Kong area in there too. I mean, Mario and Donkey Kong are almost the same thing. But Super Nintendo World makes much more sense. Oh, hey Electro, hello man, thank you so much for the raid, what's up? We were talking about the Nintendo amusement park that's going to be part of the Universal Studios. I was wondering if anyone here was excited for that. So are you Electro? Do you plan going there when it's ready or when it's open? I was just talking about it because some weeks ago I heard about one particular ride that this amusement park is going to have, which is pretty much a ride based on the mining carts in Donkey Kong Country games. And I was like, that's amazing, that's a fantastic idea. But as I'm not from the US, I would not go there, right? It has some potential, Yoda, but you're not getting your hope too high. Maybe that's the way to go, right? Maybe it's better for us to leave our excitement a little bit low until we see more about it or until we see things getting more concrete. Because right now it's only ideas, it's only there are talks, we're not sure if the ideas are going to work out. I did get more excited after hearing this amazing idea of a Donkey Kong minecart ride. You don't follow real life parks, Electro? I gotta say that me neither, but because this is a Nintendo related park, I'm curious for it. If I had the chance, I would love going there just because I'm a freaking Nintendo fan, so sure, let's go. But regarding like very exciting or intense rides, I would not go to all of them because I'm scared of roller coasters and very intense things. But going to the park to see things out and like meet the characters or maybe buy some merchandising, I would be down for that. It sounds cool though, yes, right? I would love to see the places, the buildings, even the rides, and even those that I would not feel too brave to go on them. But I'm happy that it's happening. Like, I'm happy that we are going to have a Nintendo related amusement park. You know, Japan is making Nintendo Land, so it's going to be different than the one in the US. I was thinking all of them would have the same settings, the same rides, that they were all regarding Universal Studios. Maybe the Japan part is going to be different because the Japanese fans of Nintendo may have different tastes or preferences. So surprisingly, my coaster works. But I don't think this is going to be exciting. What? We did it, right? Or wait, maybe not. Maybe not. Is it 6.4 or 6.5 in here? No, it's actually 6.6. But this is not bad. I had like no expectations for this green coaster and it's doing the job. Because besides being long, it's mostly very slow and I was sure that I would need to do a lot of changes, but no, maybe just a few adjustments. Yeah, it needs a little tuning, right? Or tuning. I was like, I did this, but this is going to be a fader. It's not a fader, come on. But then, where should I make the changes though? And Electro, this is only the second coaster out of the five ones we have to work on in here. The red one I worked, actually not the red one, the black one I worked on it last Friday, and this is the one that I came up today. But I'm not sure where to make the changes. I like how it goes around the towers. Also, I used a booster in here. There is a booster right there that gives it some speed. You know what? Maybe if I will try using another booster. Maybe if I make it faster in the beginning, which is a very slow part of it, it gets better. Let me ask you guys this. I need to check the lateral G's. I mean, I don't know how they should be looking, but this looks good to me. Like, it's not too high, in my opinion. I want to ask you guys this. If you could pick a theme for an amusement park, what would be that theme? Would it be like, I don't know, I want to see a Pokemon amusement park, for example? Or maybe even a Final Fantasy amusement park? Actually, now that I mentioned it, Pokemon amusement park would be great. But again, the Pokemon Company, hopefully they would be doing a good job for it, since they are sometimes not. They don't uh, do their best for their products. Yeah, Pokemon amusement park would be very great. Especially if somehow you could, like, I don't know, battle in gyms or something, but I don't know how they would make that true. A Grand Theft Auto theme park, that would be great too, but maybe a little bit dangerous. But it would be fun, I think. Not definitely not for kids. I mean, they do have some fictional cities, right? In those games, they could maybe build a real city based on it. An Elder Scrolls themed amusement park, that sounds awesome as well. I think I would like a Final Fantasy one. Imagine if you could go to the Golden Saucer of Final Fantasy 7, and then they had some sort of chocobos in there too, like chocobo racing and stuff. That would be cool. Maybe most of those things would need to be artificial. Maybe you would need to like wear glasses and to see um some holograms, or I don't know, some CGI things. But I still think the idea is good. A Jurassic Park with animatronic shows. Hopefully, it won't go too far in the Jurassic Park um, story, right? Like, it's going to be safe. It's not going to have the dinos rebelling against their creators. But Jurassic Park would be great too, isn't it? Is it not a thing already? I'm kind of surprised Jurassic Park is not a thing already their in their amusement parks, right? Like Universal. I'm not sure if it is a Universal brand, but maybe. There is a show now that uses a walking T-Rex. Oh my god. Even a Sonic amusement park would be nice in my opinion. But then maybe it's going to be a bit dangerous. Oh, by the way, did you guys watch the Sonic trailer and the new design for him? Did it change your expectations for the movie or impressions, or are you still not going to watch it at all? I gotta say that I liked the new design. Of course, it's much better than the first one. And I'm a bit curious about the movie now. But it's still not certain that I'm going to go for it. But there is a chance. They are at least making it better, right? So they are listening to the fans, something that Pokemon should be doing as well. But I'm still not sure about the humor of the movie because the jokes I saw on it were very bad. But then the last trailer gave me a lot of references, and I do love Easter eggs and references in movies. So I did like that a lot. And then we also have Jim Carrey, right? So I would be down for it a little bit now. Yeah, the new Sonic looks good, but you know what's crazy? I also read some news that there was an important person that did not like the new Sonic looks, but I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was like the director of the movie or something, but there was someone really upset regarding the new way Sonic is looking right now, which kinda makes me feel like, what the hell? The old Sonic was so much worse. Would watch it to see Jim Carrey returning to comedy? Yeah, Jim Carrey is like certain to be a good thing about the movie. So yeah, there is a small chance now that I may be checking it out. Probably not on the movies. Maybe I would need to watch it later or wait until it's out for the streaming services, hopefully. But the movie is looking better now. I think that more companies or more producers or people in general should hear their fans, like these people heard their fans, and work on the changes, instead of being stubborn and like, no, I'm going to release this like it is because I don't care about what the people are saying, that's what was programmed or planned. If you need to delay the project, it's better for you to delay it and then work on the changes so you will have more fans later, after it's released, than disappointing everybody. So now I kind of have a lot of respect for those people that are working on the Sonic movie because they did hear the fans, made the changes, and the changes are great. And I know how tough that situation is like because it's not only a lot of work for you to be doing again, but also delaying the project, and that means like more expenses, and also reworking on the project also means more expenses to you to be um, dealing with. But man, now that they have made the changes, they heard the fans and they are going on the right direction, high respects for them. Like, even if the movie won't be the best movie ever, they did have the courage to accept the criticism and make the changes, and that's not something that everyone does. And I hoped that more people would be going for it, especially you, Pokemon Company. So I was trying to think on a place in here to add the booster, but I can't see it. Maybe okay, let's change it in here then. Just right in the beginning. Let's try it with 36 miles per hour. Wait, because of this change I cannot make this turn anymore? Okay, maybe after this... Oh wait, that's not connected, is it? I really hope that is connected. Maybe there? Okay, I will try making the change right there. Okay, there we go. Let's see if this is going to change anything. You recommend adding some more drops? If we go down and up to the same height, the rest should stay the same. The old Sonic designer is clearly not a Sonic fan. It's like you send a request to a random artist to draw something that he knows nothing about. Maybe that's the guy that was upset then. I did see some news that somebody got very pissed off on the new design for Sonic, and that surprised me because he's looking much better this time. You went crazy in this map. You finished it around year 10. Oh, I'm going past it. We are probably going past it, especially thanks to the bloodshed coaster, right? By the way, I don't know why am I having those weird noises, but that's the second time it happened. You can show me a video when I finish this one, okay? Like a clip? Did you like the landscape of this one? Because I thought the landscaping here was not that great. I mean, it's not the worst, but the hills are real, right? So it's kinda hard for you to place things up. Wait, where is the coaster? It's back? Train 1. Wait, your lowest excitement was 7? Damn. So, did you build many long coasters? It did not change at all. Maybe it changed like 0.01 of excitement rating here. Let's change this part. Let's see if this is going to change anything. The landscape stuff, I agree, but you liked it? I mean, it does have some different parts, like you have the hills, you have the beach, and it's huge as well, right? You have the lake as well. That variety is very nice, but it's tough. You can add hills on that last straight part. The scenery will also boost it about uh, zero point 0.1. Oh, the scenery takes part? Maybe I could make some changes there as well if this is still not it. I kinda wish that more coasters could have the booster option for you to add it, because now I can see how great it is. Oh, it totally works. And something happened that made it worse. Why is it worse now? Is it because I increased the max negative vertical G? I mean, I said I increased, but it's actually lower than before, right? Why is it worse now? It's not intense, it's not nauseous. I don't get it. Oh wait, let me try changing this right here. Maybe it is because it goes like in a straight line and then they don't like it. It's like a stat penalty, the highest drop. Is it because of the boost that I'm... What I don't understand about this is that when I was not with this section, everything was alright, but if you're talking about a highest drop, it was definitely not there, because this was not in there. And the highest drop, in my opinion, was in here, in the underground. Mine was 13 feet. But why my highest drop needs to be 50 feet? That's a bunch. Let me try something else as well. Maybe if I interact this coaster with another coaster, it's going to help us. Just like what we did to the first coaster. Let me try building something here just to connect it to this coaster. Maybe this right here is going to be what I need. I just I just moved a person named Homer. Is Homer really a common name? Because of course I know about Homer Simpson, but that's the only one I have ever heard in my life. Are there really people named Homer, or is it common? That long flat part can be turned into a hill. Yeah, I was considering changing it. It's not common, right? I never actually thought about it. Like, are there real Homers out there besides Homer Simpson? Oh, by the way, I do have something crazy to talk about regarding English that I was watching a video about it on this week. It's pretty much about RAS. Yes, I have it written here on my notes. RAS. It's the RAS syndrome. Have you guys ever heard of it? It's actually, I love how this way to say it is exactly the problem of it. The RAS syndrome. I was watching this video talking about it, and then there are a lot of examples of it in English that I was like, oh my god. There we go. Yes, correct, Riker, like ATM machine, right? Yeah, that's exactly RAS syndrome, which is the redundant acronym syndrome. Syndrome, right? You say RAS syndrome, so it's like syndrome two times. Homer was a famous Greek writer, really? Oh wait, is it? Oh wait, okay, I know who you're talking about, but it's because his name in Portuguese is different. Seriously? That's how he's called in Portuguese. He is Homero. Okay, so that's how it's said in English. I never made that link before. He wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. Yes, I know who you're talking about now. My highest drop needs to be 32 feet. I will check that out then. But regarding the RAS syndrome, the redundant acronym syndrome, here are some crazy examples of that in English. Riker got one, the ATM machine, and then there was a funny thing on the video that like the ATM machine may exist. It's pretty much the machine that creates or that makes the ATMs, right? So you have an ATM machine, so it's not completely illogical, but it can be a thing. But besides that, there is also the PIN number, the PIN number, and then you have the PDF file as well. And you have the VIN number, which is something that I learned in this video. Then you have the LCD display as well. Then the UPC code, HIV virus is another one. And even DC Comics, right? DC Comics is like Detective Comics. So I never realized that you do have a bunch of those things in English until watching that video. Nice examples, yeah, there we go. There were more probably, but those ones were the ones that I was most surprised to hear about. H HIV virus, for example. I never stopped to think about it because it's so common for you to say it, you know. Yeah, they are basically descriptors that describe what the anagram means. Correct. but it goes so automatic when you are talking about those things that you don't realize it. The PDF one also got me, PDF file, but if you just say PDF, like it sounds incomplete for some reason, even though it's not. Why are people getting lost? Oh, it was probably because this path was not connected, right? Maybe now it's going to get better. And that video was kind of surprising to me, especially because I know that for most things in English, you have like very little or almost none redundancy when you are speaking. For example, when you are dealing with things like double negative, that's not a big thing in English, but it is a thing in Portuguese. So when I heard about this RAS syndrome thing, I was a bit surprised because oh really, they don't have the redundancy in double negative, at least most of times, but they do have this redundancy in these acronyms. Okay, so now I have this extra coaster and I will try using it to combine with the green coaster. The HIV virus kind of makes sense because it's the virus that causes HIV, also known as HIV. Oh wait, so the name of the virus is HIV. Since we use HIV to describe a condition as well as the virus, I see. Oh, this poor guy doesn't have a body, right? It's a ghost now. Also, Burton K. I'm really hoping those people were getting lost because of that bridge that I had to interrupt for a bit. AIDS is the name of the condition. Is it really written like that in English? Because that's exactly how it's written in Portuguese. Actually, never mind. In Portuguese, HIV is also HIV. So there is no change on the translation. I guess those medical terms, they stay the same in Portuguese. For example, DNA is also DNA in Portuguese. I don't think they are both different, but there is a connection between both of them. I think that AIDS is more. It is like the worst condition. HIV can be either. Um, it can either be like horrible for your health or it can be stopped and not be active. Yeah, there is a connection, right? HIV causes AIDS. Oh, it's just pronounced like AIDS, AIDS. Okay, in Portuguese it is AIDS, AIDS. Okay, but you can have HIV without. Oh, am I saying it wrong? AIDS, AIDS. Hey Ritsuru, what's up, man? How are you? Are you still in Seoul? One syllable? Wait, what? AIDS? AIDS. Did I get it? AIDS. AIDS. One syllable. AIDS. It is an exception, isn't it? Because most of those acronyms, you guys say the letters, like HIV, DNA, and then you have AIDS. Did I get it right this time? It depends. I thought it was some you say the letters, some you pronounce. But did I finally get the pronunciation right? AIDS? Oh yeah, you don't say yeah, you don't say NISA, right? How's the green coaster? We need to finish it. And connect it to the red coaster, right? Actually, I'm also connecting it to these other rides too. Because why not? Probably it's going to be fast, so maybe I don't need to use the chains. I want to do something crazy right here. Oh, but maybe I won't be able to. Wait, maybe if I go down a little bit? Okay, I can go. I see there are two different types of supports in here. You have those skinny bars that you can't really mess with them, but on the bottom you have those other supports that you can go through them. So that's how this works. Turn to the other side. The roller coaster is on my way. I don't mind changing this path so I can do what I want to do on this coaster. It's not only a matter of the path. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I need to go back to... Oh my god, I'm so far from it. I I got so far from the rest of this green coaster. Man, this green coaster is going to be the longest coaster ever. Let me reconnect this path before people get too lost. What's my better or my best, right? What's my best option for me to return there? Oh, the problem here is that this green coaster is going to get in front of the bobsled coaster. Your bloodshed coaster was over 3 minutes? 3 minutes, man? That's a lot. Emily, hey, what's up? How are you? How was your week? We are here trying to finish our first coaster of the night. It's been 2 hours that we are working on it. It's this huge green coaster. In my first attempt, I kind of got close to the requirements, but then I had to do some changes in here. And now I'm making like big changes that I'm not sure if they are going to work at all. But let's see what happens, right? I just need to change this again because I don't want to get in front of the bobsled coaster. It was a week? Wait, is that positive? Is that so-so? My week was rough at first, but then after Wednesday things settled down and it got better. But I did have some issues going on. I did have some sleeping problems on Monday and on Wednesday, but thank goodness everything got better after Wednesday. So I could rest yesterday and I could rest today as well. And I don't think I'm going to finally have things more normalized from now on. It was so-so. You saw the notification and you wanted to join, but you were out. That's alright, Emily. Hopefully you were like doing something great or finishing up some businesses so you can get some rest soon. I'm pretty sure the merry-go-round broke down, right? Yeah, I heard it going crazy. Oh, you were visiting your grandmother? I need to see when my parents are planning to come and visit me. Does your grandmother live very far from you? My grandmother lives very far from me. My parents wanted to travel there to visit her, but they even bought the tickets. But they got extra busy last month and they had to cancel the trip. Oh, you were playing Gentle Glen? Gentle Glen, I think I remember that level a little bit, but not fully. Is it one that has a very short area for you to be playing? You spent some time with her? You played it last night? How was the level again? I have the feeling it was kinda easy. Like, otherwise, if it was, or if it were traumatic, I would remember it more. Oh yeah, by the way, Emily, have you seen the news regarding Pokemon? Have you been playing it? I know you also like Pokemon. Jesus, I'm getting so lost in this coaster. I need to go across the bridge, right? Maybe if I just go straight ahead in here and then I make these turns. Oh wait, maybe now? No? There we go. Okay, so go down once. Connect? Oh, it's not connecting. Don't give up. Maybe like this? Nope. Okay, this is promising. We did it. There we go. We gave like a full. Wait, how can I say this? We walked a full circle around the world and we made it back to the station. We are back home now, man. Nice. I remember you were also saying that you kind of missed your home because uh, traveling does make you feel tired and stuff. So nice to hear you're back home. But what else did you do there? Did you do anything uh, great like in those last days you were in Seoul? Anything different as well? Yes, Electro. Today was the release day of Pokemon Sword and Shield. I was actually watching some playthroughs of it before starting the stream. I will also be watching a little bit more after the stream. And the game, like I was telling Riker in the beginning of the stream, in my opinion, the game has been like normal. Um, if you liked playing the Pokemon games for the 3DS or even the older ones, you are going to still like this game. It's like following the same formula, but that's the issue, you know. It feels a lot like what it has always been like. And thanks to that, if you had some high expectations of like, oh, it's Pokemon for a home console, so it's going to have big improvements and it's going to be extra special, you may not see a lot of that because it's looking very normal in my opinion. But there are some couple good things. For example, I did like, at least so far, because I was not spoiling them, but I did like the new Pokemon designs I have seen so far. That was probably the best thing I have seen so far in the game. And there are also some bad things, which is pretty much, for example, the fact that this game has a very slow start and a lot of dialogues that are unnecessary. So basically, you walk 3 steps and then you are chatting, and then you are meeting the rivals, meeting the characters, and then they stop you to just talk about things and teach you about things. I thought it was too much. So that made me feel like, come on, I want to have the battles, I want to get to a gym. Ritsuru, thank you so much for the bits, man. And this game had a very slow start. It was very frustrating. I miss when you had like the older Pokemon games, they were like 5 minutes of introduction and then find your way. And then 3, 4, 5 cities after or later you meet your rival again, knowing here your rival is at any corner or every corner, and then he's stopping you to tell you something. It's so annoying. But yeah, it's still following the same formulas of the Pokemon games, especially for the 3DS. So it's still a good game. Don't get me wrong, it's a good game, but don't go there with high expectations. It could have been much more, that's the issue. It could have been much more. They could have worked harder on it, maybe refining the game as well because it has some graphical problems. But it's still Pokemon, so it's going to be fun. It's great for you to be surprised by the new Pokemon, the new characters, the gym leaders, and I'm a bit curious about the plot, although a review I watched some days ago, they were saying that the plot was not the strongest of this game. So yeah, but it's going to be fun, especially with the multiplayer, but that's going to be it. It could have been much more. Try it from the other side. We did it, Emily. Let's test it. I'm not sure if this is going to work at all. And it's huge, as you can see. It's pretty much the longest coaster ever. The trip was great. We mostly finished the trip with shopping. We went to a couple more temples and we did a couple live action game show. Wait, what? Wait. Oh my god, seriously? That sounds okay, very different. A live action game show? you got that impression that it's traditional gameplay with a new look. It's pretty much like that. And then I was also realizing that maybe it's going to be just like Pokemon X and Y. Pokemon X and Y brought us better graphics, brought us an amazing multiplayer mode, but the plot itself or the challenge itself, like the game was super easy, it was not very interesting, you know? So many people were upset on Pokemon X and Y because of that, and I can see a lot of people upset on Sword and Shield also because of this. But because of the multiplayer experience, for example, I liked Pokemon X and Y even though it had the plot problems, the evil team was not great, but I still love that game because of the multiplayer of it. It was fantastic and super fun. I'm hoping that people will enjoy the multiplayer of Sword and Shield because, in my opinion, right now it's what's promising about the game. While the plot may not be that great, or like we are lacking on all the Pokemon because it doesn't have the national dex, it was also very crazy to hear some things about it because there are some couple Pokemon that I would not be expecting to be cut out, and they were. I don't know the full list. I did not get spoiled on the full list, but I heard some couple Pokemon. But I still hope that the game is going to be good regarding the multiplayer. And the new Pokemon are promising. Yeah, the new Pokemon I have seen so far, I did like them. I did like their designs, and they are very cute. For most of species I have seen so far, they were very cute. But I'm pretty sure there is going to be more variety as well, like maybe as you keep going in the game, because I still haven't watched even the first gym. I'm still getting to the first gym of the game from my uh, from the videos I have been watching because I'm not playing it myself. Oh, look at that, we didn't do it. It was this whole work for nothing. But I'm expecting more ugly, powerful, and weird Pokemon in the later parts of the game, right? You were enjoying it so far, so are you playing it, Emily? Yeah, it's like an activity center. I remember you said something about going to a K-pop place, like a studio of K-pop. That was also very interesting and very crazy. And you recreate a game show. Like which sort of game show did you play? Like a quiz game? Oh, how was Final Fantasy IX going? You haven't been able to keep up with the progress, that's alright. Let me see if I can remember where I stopped playing Final Fantasy IX now. Oh, we got to Disc 3. Yes, we managed to get to Disc 3 on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we progressed through Disc 3 to get to Trino. So we returned to Trino, and we were trying to finish the side quests of Trino, for example, the auction house. I still need to buy some more items in there. And I also managed to beat the monster that's in the shop in that city in Trino. Yes, I was side questing because I was allowed to return to those places that have been a long time since I last could go back there. I also revisited the city or the village of Dali, and I also completed some side quests in there as well, especially the one regarding the mayor and the mayor's house. But that's what's happening. We got to Disc 3 and we are in the beginning of Disc 3. The K-pop studio was awesome. Did you dance or learn how to dance K-pop? Try adding a drop with a loop. It's a game show called Running Man. Running Man sounds like a movie name, which is popular in Korea. But they were wait, is it going to be aired on TV or something, Ritsu, or was it just a casual game show? And also, I'm guessing they they did it all in English, right? Or around the fastest part. The thing is that this is so long that I'm not sure where is the fastest part. Oh, it's definitely not there. and adding like a loop. Maybe here, maybe there, or even maybe in this part right here, right? Okay, let me try changing it here. Maybe this is the easiest place for me to make such changes. There we go. Oh, you did some nerdy dancing? It's just a recreation? I don't know how huge. Okay, let me ask you guys this. How huge is K-pop in the US? Because in Brazil it's insane. If you had to any like anime related event or even gaming event, they will have most likely an area reserved or themed for K-pop. And then there is going to be like a bunch of people dancing K-pop for the whole day and listening to the music, and it's like a big thing here at the moment. Also the fans, like there are many kids that are listening to K-pop a bunch in here. So it's like a fever. It's like a it's becoming contagious in Brazil right now. But I wonder how big is K-pop in the US. In here, like K-pop studios or places where you can dance K-pop, like what Waritsu is saying right there, it's common in here a lot. How was the Korean food? It was good. Did you get the Korean barbecue? I think I only know the Korean barbecue. I have never had it myself, but from what I remember regarding Korean food, I have seen Korean barbecue in some videos, right? And they have like a bunch of different sauces for you to be eating the dishes. A stat penalties cut excitement in half. It needs to be 32 feet, and I'm still at 13 feet. I need to see how to change that. K-pop has a small but dedicated fan base, you think? K-pop is everywhere. It's not huge though, but there is a following here. It's definitely not like what I'm describing. You had lots of Korean barbecue. I would be curious to try it, but I think that I would not like the meat. But I'm very curious regarding the sauces they use on Korean barbecue. Because you have a lot of seafood, right? I can't. I still can't eat seafood. I used to eat it as a 5 years old, or when I was 5 years old, but today my taste has changed completely. But I'm curious about how they season it. Wait, it didn't make it over that loop? Oh, rip. Okay, let me make a small change then. And by the way, I'm already hungry, right? It's like 2 hours only of stream and I'm already hungry. This happens a lot. If I eat pasta for lunch and I'm streaming in the same day, I will feel hungry very soon. But thank goodness I bought some groceries yesterday. Change this. By the way, did Emily answer me regarding Gentle Glen? I'm not sure if I missed what she said about it, because I was trying to remember that level. Wait, not really much seafood, really? They had lots of steak, chicken, and pork. Oh, so I could go for steak and pork, I guess. Not chicken though. The loop should probably go somewhere else. The speed chart might help. Yeah, I just add a booster right there. If it is slow enough to take unbanked turns, it's too slow for a loop. They give you so many bowls of sauces. Yeah, that's what I'm so curious about. But you didn't like most of them? Oh, you mostly stuck to the kimchi and soy sauce. Maybe they do have some very different and exotic tastes. Gentle Glen is the one where all guests prefer gentle rides. Yeah, but is it like a large park, and also is it hard? Because I'm guessing the reason why I don't remember it a lot is because I did not think it was challenging. So I had like an easy time and then it was easily for me to forget it. Or easy, right? It was easy for me to forget it. But sometimes if you only have gentle rides, it won't be very profitable, right? Oh no, it did not work. Try 54 miles per hour. It was a pretty small park, but not like Dinky Park. Can you charge the admission pricing in Gentle Glen? And I'm also guessing that the objective is for you to get a big amount of guests, right? That's the most common objective in the first expansion pack, I would say. By the way, changing the topic completely because I'm getting hungry, so I'm thinking on what I will be eating after the stream. One thing that I did yesterday, thinking on today, so it could get ready for me today, was jello. I decided to make strawberry and lemon jello. Lime jello, actually. And hopefully it's going to be ready for me to be eating that today. But when I was cooking it, I came up with an idea that I don't think I have ever tried it before. And I was thinking, what if I try making jello someday by using not hot water or cold water, but actually using the same fruit's juice. For example, instead of using like water for me to mix it with the lime jello, what if I use like lime juice, like hot lime juice and cold lime juice? I was thinking if that would make it like a great taste after it's ready, you know. I wanna try that someday. Actually, it made you a lot of money, Emily. Have you been charging those gentle rides for a good amount? You ditch the loop and fix the highest drop penalty? Usually not filling though. You're eating a pastelito, Emily. We had those last weekend. You wish I had a link for us to get food delivered to me? You're in the mood to send food my way? Lime might be too acidic or acidic. Lime might be too acidic. Worth a try. I wanna try it. I do add a bunch of sugar though to my lime juice, so that's why I don't think it's going to be too acidic. Oh my god, it did not work. Okay, I'm ditching the loop. It's done. Oh, by the way, Ritsuru, speaking about money, I finally made my investment. Even though it is a very, like, simple one, it's not going to make me rich by any time soon. But I'm happy that I started. So last week I started, and once again, it is a very simple one. Also, remember when we were having those talks about, oh, Brazil has one of the best. Um, I forgot the name for that, but the reference regarding how much it's going to be profitable for you, it's lowering. It's lowering a lot actually, so it's not as great as in the past. But there we go, I started, and then once the money is back, I will have more money to combine it with that and then put it back there. Let's keep that spill winning. Wait, let's keep that wheel spinning. I changed the words. Let's keep that wheel spinning, and that's it. Did you go with the real estate or the treasuries? I went for the real estate. What I did actually was like I'm lending money to the bank, and the bank is going to use that money to real estate. It's basically that. I'm lending money to the bank, and the bank will use that money to some real estate companies, projects, something like that. I went for it because if I use this particular investment, I won't need to be paying taxes that I already don't pay, you know. But if I went for treasuries, I would need to pay those taxes. And I know that I could do it, like it's not going to be a big deal, but I'm still saving myself from starting it because there are those yearly taxes that you need to be paying. If I go for the treasuries, I will need to be paying those taxes. And this investment I picked, it doesn't have those taxes, so I'm still good. But eventually, I will uh, definitely start some other investments and also more complicated investment, and also the ones that have a better risk. But of course, once I learn them more, and then they will also be more profitable than the one that I'm going that's very safe. It's like fixed. You have your profit or like fixed. It's certain for it to happen, so it's not risky at all. But the cost of that is that it's not going to be very profitable, right? But it's a start while I still spend some more time learning about the other options I have, and also while I gather more money to keep varying. Is that right? Keep varying the investment, because that's also a thing, right? You need to have many different types of investments going on instead of having like only one with all your money, right? So while I think about those other options and I decide paying those taxes for the treasuries and some other investments as well, this is the safe one to go. It's the one that my family also goes for. So for a start, which is a very good start, it's great. You might need to boil it first before you add it to the gelatin. Yeah, you need to have like hot water. In that case, some hot juice, like boiled juice, to add it to it. I will make that test because I did buy some limes yesterday, and I do love drinking lime juice, so I can totally make lime juice and use like half amount of that juice on a gelatin. I could also test it with some heavy cream, right? There are some heavy cream recipes that I tried before, but not with fruit juice. You can put a drop there down to the ground and back up to the same height. Let me try that. What's the rate? It's a very low one, man. But it's like 98%, I think. That's the reference of the investment that I'm going for. But here's the difference. The bank savings, it have like 70% of rate. So that's the difference that I'm going for. This one that I went for, it's 98%. So it's way more profitable. And I should consider getting my money out of the bank savings. I may be doing that. But for the beginning, that's the one I'm going for. So the rate lowering is not always a bad thing. You know what a friend of mine told me? He told me that once the country is going under a crisis, that's when the investments are better. And according to him, he was also saying that now the country's economies or economics, the country's economics, they are stabilizing and getting a little bit better. The investments are going to get worse. So basically, there is like I don't know, a connection. If the country is going bad, then the investments are going to be better, and the opposite also happens if the country is starting to, I don't know, organize itself again and the economics are going on and getting empowered. The investments are going to get worse. So yeah, it seems that the country is stabilizing itself again somehow, and the investments, they are chilling down, right? I don't know if that works on other countries, but he was telling me that in Brazil at least. That is correct. If you have the fortitude to invest in a crisis, you can make more money. Yeah, that's what he was telling me too. Yoda, thank you so much for the resub, man. Go Brazil, invest or riot, let's go. Hopefully everyone in here is also going for the investments. I know Nubble wanted to start investing and saving money when I was telling him that I started too. Because last weekend we were talking about and hi Summer, what's up, man? We were talking about this thing of giving like a better future to yourself, which is something that sometimes some people, and myself included, may not be thinking that much. For example, 10 years ago, I did not plan my life that much, or I did not set things up for me 10 years now to have a better life. So it's important for you to start doing things today for your future self, right? I wish 10 years younger me could have done more things to present me, but I'm learning from the lessons now, and then I need to do things to my future self me, right? So yeah, we gotta all invest, guys. But the smart way is to always invest and not think about trying to time things. Yeah, it's important to start and go, right? Thank goodness, even though 10 years younger me did not invest or think at all about the future, my mother took my money and put it on the bank savings. So thank goodness I do have a somewhat good amount of money on my bank savings. But now that I'm learning about investments and worrying more about that, let's get that money from there and put them on the real things, right? I think I would like that drink. By the way, Silver, how are you, man? What's up? You made this drink called Morir Sonhando? Wait, like to die dreaming? Morir Sonhando, that sounds like Morrer Sonhando in Portuguese, which is to die dreaming. And it's similar to that? To what? To lime juice with what? Oh, it's fresh orange juice, lime juice. Oh, I do like that combination, Emily. I do like orange and lime juice together. Sugar and evaporated milk? Wait, what? What do you mean by evaporated milk? Wait, do you mean like boiled milk? You reap what you sow in all things, including financially. That's very true, Oritsuru. So now, hopefully, we won't stop the investments. I'm doing alright, Subaru. The beginning of the week was still rough since last week I was going through some things. But after Wednesday, things settled down and I could get some rest, better sleeping, and feel more relaxed. It's a type of milk product there, so it's not like boiled milk, it's another thing. Where is the handyman that got lost? Where is he? Oh, he's right there. Of course, he's the handyman 13, right? Poor guy. It's called evaporated milk. I will Google that. But yeah, the difference between the bank savings and the investment that I'm going on right now is that the bank savings rate or reference, it's like 70% and this one is 98%. Probably by evaporation. You actually have no idea how they made it. This is starting to... Wait, is this condensed milk? No, it's not condensed milk. But it's close to it? What's the difference between condensed milk and evaporated milk? I also wanna know. The differences are small, but they can have a big impact on your recipe. In here, condensed milk is everywhere. If you eat a Brazilian dessert, it's going to have condensed milk on it. So both condensed milk and evaporated milk are forms of concentrated milk, in which approximately 60% of the water content has been removed. The major difference that sets these two canned milk products apart is the sugar content. Okay, sweetened condensed milk, as the name implies, is always sweetened, while evaporated milk is unsweetened. Oh, I see. Yeah, condensed milk is very sweet. It is very sweet. Okay, so it's pretty much unsugared condensed milk. So do you sugar it yourself, Emily? Because I think if you mix evaporated milk, lime juice, and orange juice, it needs some sugar in there. You are confused by what I mean by 98%. No, it's not the rate annually. It's one Brazilian reference that's called CDI. And then CDI, it's fluctuates depending on the economics, depending on how's the Bank of Brazil going on. It's like the reference that if you know it's high, then the investment you are going for it's better. It's one of those numbers that will tell you if it's a good or not investment. Here's the thing though, the bank savings, they have 70% of CDI, and the one I'm going is 98%. I know it's much better than the bank savings, but I also know that it's not the best. There are investments that you have even a higher CDI than that, like 120% or so. But as I could not find those on the day that I wanted to start the investment, I went for the highest one with a shorter amount of time for me to get the money back, which is now pretty much 200 days. The other ones that I found there, they did have some better numbers regarding this reference, but they also took longer for you to get the money back. So balancing the information because I wanted to see the money back fast. Plus, I wanted to get to the highest uh, highest possible CDI reference under those conditions of not so many days. I went for this one. So they use CDI as a scale, correct? It's a scale. It's like a reference for how safe, not for how safe. I would say for how profitable. But maybe it's also for safety, but I don't think so. It's like a scale on how the investment is is worth going for, but not necessarily for safety because safety depends on which type of um, what type of investment you are going for. As I'm going for something that we call in here like fixed investments, like you know exactly what you're going to get by the end of the investment, they are completely safe. So independently of the type I go under that category. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that word right. I remember struggling with it before. Category, it's something like that. Yeah, fixed rate investment, that's the one. Um, it's safe, but then it's going to have different CDIs. And then I went for the highest one in the shorter amount of time. That was my first plan. How long of a term did you go for? 200 days. That's how long it's going to last. There were other options, of course, but I wanted to get that money back fast so I could combine it with more money later and then move on to something else, to a new one. Sometimes people use condensed milk to sweeten it instead of sugar. Yeah, it's a very short one, that's right. Also because of the whole testing thing, um, testing process, because it was my first time using the platform. I wanted to see if it would really work. So I went for the shortest one that had a somewhat good profit in that process. But once again, because it is a very safe investment, it's not going to be very profitable. But I'm not worried about it being that profitable at the moment. I'm worried of it working and learning how things are working, right? So then I can plan myself for a better investment and a better option later. It was more like a test. And so far it is going alright. And since I still need to study a lot more regarding more risky investments, for a start, let's go in a safe one. But anyway, let's try doing what Electro said regarding making a big drop and then returning to it. Yeah, the problem is that the coaster is also here on the bottom, so this is going to suck. Electro, are you still there, man? You were saying something about increasing the height because it was like at 13 feet and I need to go to something way more than that? You mean that I need to really have like a huge drop? But then I was wondering, is the one that goes underground not enough? Subaru, how's the holiday for you, man? Also, are you feeling better after your surgery? Now that some more days have passed by, hopefully you are feeling better. And Emily, which pastelitos are you having today? The cheese ones? The cheese pastelitos are my favorite. Those were the ones I had last time. Oh, Subaru is going to remove the stitches tomorrow, so everything's fine, right? You had no problems on sleeping, also it did not hurt you that much? You don't remember what's the holiday today in Brazil? It is the proclamation of Republic. It's pretty much our 4th of July. But I can feel you because sometimes I also never know the holiday we are having. To keep something in mind though, you can currently get 5.5% annual interest rate on very short-term Brazilian treasuries, which is basically as safe as you can get in Brazil, as the government literally has to go under for you not to be paid. So you need to be getting a higher rate than the regardless of duration of CDI. Yeah, I do think that there may be some treasury options that, even though you need to pay the taxes, they may be better than the one that I'm going for. It's also a matter of that I did not want to pay those taxes, because once I start paying those taxes, I'll need to learn how to tell the government that I have those taxes to pay and then I need to pay them. So I'm still saving that for a later moment, but I think it's not going to last that long, because if I do want to get into some better investments, I will need to pay those taxes anyway. But it's just because I'm not paying those taxes at the moment, so I was still saving myself from doing that. But it's going to change. It needs to change. I had a cheese one and a half of a beef one. Oh, Sabri's saying, oh, okay, it's just another holiday that's not too important. I got another highest drop penalty. I'm still trying to understand this highest drop penalty. Highest drop height, it's 13 feet. And then are you comparing that? You want me to make that higher, right? You want me to have like a biggest drop, isn't it? It is an option, I'm sure of it. And they need to be competitive. Actually, now that you are mentioning it, I did read some news that there are some plans of turning the investment that I'm going for at the moment into an investment that you need to pay for the taxes too. And when they do that, they will need to make those investments more competitive or more interesting, like more profitable as well. Emily, thank you so much for the doggy beads. Or are those foxes? No, those are doggies, right? Thank you so much. And then probably like in some years, maybe even next year, this investment that I'm going for, I will need to pay the taxes anyway, because they are going to make those changes. It might need to use a steep piece. Oh, okay, so I will try it. Let's see what happens. You know what? I'm going to try it in here. Emily, there is this Pokemon, this new Pokemon that I want you to see it. Wait, you said something about you were playing it, right? Are you really playing Pokemon Sword and Shield right now? Maybe you have seen the Pokemon that I'm thinking. You know what? I'm going to give you the name of it. I think that if I say the name of it, it's not going to be spoilery. It's called Nicket. Nicket is great. And he's so cute. And I really liked him. So I can't wait until you meet Nicket. And it's in a very early moment of the game. It's so good though, you're really glad that my family is supportive of saving and investing. We should be more though. It's great support, it is great support, but don't think it's that much. My mother has some investments, but it could be way better than that because she's always playing like safe or going for the safe investments, and she's not like studying new ones or trying new ones that could be way more profitable. And then my father and my sister, they are not with that mindset. I think I'm the one that is really wanting to dive into the investment world. Although my mother has some investments, but she's also not worrying that much on them or trying to study them that much. Otherwise, my mother probably could have used my money into some better investments than the bank savings. But I'm still glad that she at least put my money on the bank savings because I was not with that idea some years ago, and it's better than nothing, right? So at least she did that for me. But yes, I do think my family could change a lot yet. You are the only member of your family who has any interest in investing. My mother has the interest, but she doesn't study, she doesn't try new things. And there was this day that my mother was talking about like buying bitcoins and stuff. I was like, you should study before jumping into bitcoins because it is more complicated than how it seems. And it was all because of a person that talked to her about bitcoins, like how the person could get rich by buying bitcoins and stuff. I was like, be careful, maybe it's shady, maybe it's fishy. And my mother is like, oh, okay, if it worked for this person, it's going to work for me. No, you need to study, check things out. So that's what I wanted that my mother could change, you know. Do things because you understand how they will be working for you instead of going for what's working for the others because maybe it's not really going to work for you as well. Not right now. You have that one on your team? Oh, okay, so you know him. You got one and you called it Nikki, like Nick Minaj. But that was one of my favorite new Pokemon, for sure. And when you sent those corgis, I thought it could be a fox, and that's why I reminded of that Pokemon. So I did went underground in here. Do you want me to go even deeper, Electro, like to level 0 or something? Because I will also need to go up, right? Unless I change this section completely. You wish I had been able to put money into Brazil treasuries when they were paying over 15% per year? Me too! I wonder what happened to me that I could not hear anyone talking about investments. Actually, that's a real thing. Only now um, that people are under the crisis and that there are, thank goodness, some more things and videos and people talking about investments in here that people are getting worried about it. But 10 years ago, nobody used to talk about investments. People used to think that, oh, you need to be rich in order to start an investment. That's not true. There are investments that you only need 30 reais to go into. For example, the treasuries. And they are way better than the bank savings. But now the investment talk is finally happening here, and everyone is kind of curious. They want to learn it or try starting one. There was even a TV show that was released some weeks ago that I have been watching every Monday. It's a very good TV show in my opinion, that has been giving you like many tips about investments and giving you ideas of how to make extra money as well, and how can you pay your debts and stuff. It's about this woman that's actually, this woman has the biggest YouTube channel in the world about finances, and she's a Brazilian, and she's pretty much the YouTuber that I have been following the most, even though she's not like giving me the teachings for the risky investments and the most complex investments. But she's like a very good starting point for you to then start finding other people that will teach you more complicated things. She's the one that's the host of this financial related TV show, and thanks to this TV show, it's also spreading the idea of starting investments and stuff. Oh, Electro is saying that definitely there is no stat penalty now. Even if I go back, even if I leave the underground, which by the way, I'm not sure. Oh wait, it's there? Oh, I'm okay, I'm here. And then I need to connect this. Wait, where is the other part? Man, this green coaster is driving me nuts. You want to know how good putting money into the 30-year Brazil treasury would have been if you did it at 15%? If you put in 5,000 real, it would turn into, whoa, it would turn into 383,000 real at the end of 30 years. Damn. Yeah, that's why we got it started, right? But now things are looking better for the. Oh, that's a picture? Is that a picture of your Pokemon team, Emily? Oh! You started with Scarbunny? If I were playing it, I would start with Sobble. Oh look! Oh my God! The Shuckle shirt! The Shuckle shirt is great. I saw that shirt in one of the shops of the playthrough that I'm watching. It's like a Shuckle eating curry, isn't it? Very fitting to this channel. And now I'm remembering myself that I'm feeling hungry, right? But I have food, so I have nothing to worry. Let me see. Where is the other part of this? I can't finish this freaking coaster. Come on. Oh, it's right there. So I need to connect this to this right here. Okay, okay. Oh no, no, no! The gas are falling. There we go. You wonder if that would be a good Twitch emote? Wait, the shuckle? Okay, let's test this out. It might be hard to recreate. Yeah, it has like a bowl of curry, right? In front of it. Probably it's going to be hard for you to see the curry. Oh, now they're giving me scenery. Okay, we are out of rides. I was here thinking that the bobsled coaster would be the worst, but this ring coaster, I did what Electro told me to do, but I think that this is going to give this coaster like a crazy intensity rating. And then people won't go to it because it's either too nauseous and too intense. But he was saying that I have some sort of penalties regarding my biggest drop. So let's test this out. Oh yeah, Sabri is saying that there should be like two different emotes, one for the Shoko and one for the Koi. That would work much better for sure. Have you been checking the Pokemon game, Sabri? Well, the coaster made it. The coaster works. It's just infinite, right? It takes forever. Only a little bit. It's a game that we're not very interested. What was the last Pokemon game you have played again, Saburo? It did freaking work. Good. GG, good game. Electro, you knew it all, man. You knew it all since the beginning. It did freaking work. Even though the intensity rating increased a bunch, it's still doable, right? I think people will still go. Thank you so much for the bits, man. It's you deserve the bits, not me though, because this change was thanks to you, not to me. But yes, even though it's like very high of intensity rating, I think that people will go to it because it's not ultra extreme. Sabro has played until Black and White 2 and you haven't finished it? Okay, you can wait. Wait, are you going to show me all of them? No, hold it. Don't inspire me regarding the other models. Not yet. Yeah, because you show me the whole thing, right? No, let's save it. Save it for later because I don't want to have like ideas or any sort of inspiration for the other upcoming models in here. Even though, of course, I will not be able to recreate your coasters, let's see what am I going to go for, right? So speaking about that, shall we move on to the next one? Let me just open this green coaster first. I believe this is the station. It is. Where is the exit? It is that, okay? So I just need to make this connection right here. So Subaru, you are not losing or missing the game out that much. Like I was saying earlier, it's a lot like the 3DS games or the other Pokemon games in general. It doesn't feel like it is for a home console, you know? It's very normal and basic. It just have some better graphics here and there, but it's not impressive for a home console. It's still very basic. So it's okay, it's a normal game. The first one it shows is the one you did. Oh, okay, so I just need to check it like fast. Let me just open this. The first one, do you mean the... Wait, this is the wrong one? You mean the black coaster? Also, let me save the game, right? It gave us so much trouble that I better save the game. Let me go check that. So you're talking about the... Oh, the green coaster? So maybe we start with the green coaster. Wait, you made a video of it and then you uploaded it to YouTube, man? Oh my god. You even add some scenery? Jesus, it's... it doesn't look at all like this the same park. You did a river ride in there, that's amazing. Oh, that's the green one? Also, why am I hearing the RollerCoaster Tycoon theme song right now? You added that music, right? Or is it like in the introduction of the game? Can you change the introduction of the game? And hey Victor, how are you, man? We were finally able to complete another coaster here. I'm doing alright, Victor. What about you? Speaking on other games, if I'm watching anyone playing Death Stranding, no, but I have been talking to a friend that's going through it, and he's loving it, even though it has surprisingly long cutscenes. Especially in the beginning of the game, it seems that they make you watch like a movie. It's like 40 minutes of cutscenes, but he's loving the game. You went crazy with that scenery, you did. Oh, you added it to be like the main menu? Yeah, I was like, is this possible for you to change the park to sound like the starting menu? It would be great if they could show you your own parks instead of showing you the, I don't know, the pre-modeled parks. Victor, have you been checking the Pokemon game? And also, Victor, I was remembering you earlier today because I was talking about how surprised I was regarding Luigi's Mansion 3 being a huge hit. Because I saw some headlines of, oh, Luigi's Mansion 3 is like the third best selling game for the Switch. And I was like, what? Why are people buying this game? And then you need to play it myself to see it, right, Victor? That's what you told me. We're doing pretty good, nice, man. I did have a rough start of the week, but mostly because of the things that were happening last week as well. I was having like some crazy things happening. But after Wednesday, things all settled down, and then today I'm more relaxed. And also, I could get back to my normal sleeping schedule. Like I could get to better sleeps, which was great because I did not sleep. I did not sleep well on last Friday, on Monday, and on Wednesday. So that all sucked. But yesterday and today I had better sleeps. But now your sleep schedule messed up again, man. And you just woke up? What? I was here thinking, wait, Victor is showing up, but it's kind of late, right? So maybe he was coming just to say hi and bye. But you just woke up, man. You need to do something to reorganize it again, right? At least tomorrow is Saturday, so I'm guessing you don't need to wake up early tomorrow or something like that, but be sure to try to get it back to normal. From what you have seen, Subaru, the start of the game is slow because of this cutscene probably. But you think it's a game that I would like? I'm curious about it. I'm really curious about it. I may not play it myself. First because I don't have the PS4 or a PS3 or whatever PlayStation you need to have for it. But second because it is one of those games that maybe FPS, maybe, I don't know, of those genres that I'm not too into them. But I'm definitely curious about what it is about and the plot. Because from what I have seen from the trailers, it seems to have a very fantastic plot going on. And very crazy too. So just like what happened to me in Resident Evil, I'm curious about what's happening, but I can't see myself playing it myself. You fell asleep at a normal time, but then you could sleep only a few hours. I see, but are you feeling tired? And did you wake up naturally? Honestly, when that happens to me, I'm kinda happy it happens to me because it gives me more time to do my things during the day, right? If it happens naturally and if I'm not feeling tired when I wake up. My sleep used to be like that. You wouldn't feel sleepy at night. Yeah, right now I'm going to bed like in a very late time, but it's always risky because if it takes a lot of time for me to fall asleep, then it's going to suck. It's going to be very hard for me to fall asleep if I don't fall asleep by the time I head to bed, because then it's going to like the morning is going to start, my room is going to start to get brighter, so it's risky for me. So I need to go to bed like when I'm really feeling very sleepy, and then I lay on my bed and then I sleep instead of having my brain working a lot and not being able to sleep at all. But if I sleep, I usually have a good sleep. You recently got better, your body reacts to sunlight more. You had to get your sleep back in the line last night. Oh yeah, because you were in freaking Seoul, right? You forced yourself to sleep right after you landed, but also you were tired probably. Yeah, at least when you were traveling, you get really tired. So that's one way for you to reorganize your sleep schedule for sure. The thing is that if you don't. Oh, wait, you did take a sleep aid? I see, that could also be a way for you to fix it, right? You suspected you would wake up like this because last night you didn't fall asleep until after 5 a.m. and then woke up after 2 p.m. I see, so your body was like used to still be awake before 5 a.m. To me, the worst is to feel tired and not be able to fall asleep. That's what happens to me sometimes. I am tired, I am sleepy, but my body simply doesn't shut down. And then I hate it. Sometimes it's because of anxiety, sometimes it's because my brain doesn't stop thinking on things. Guys, I think we are good to move on to the next one. Now that the incredibly long green coaster worked for us, we have two more options because I'm not considering the bloodshed coaster. We have this coaster right here or the red one. Yes, Electro, I know, right? It's the worst. That happened to you a few days ago, and you know what sucks even more? When you finally get to sleep, you will wake up tired again because you felt tired before falling asleep, and then when you finally fall asleep, you were still tired from before falling asleep, so you wake up tired. Maybe your mind will be more rested because you could finally get some sleep, but your body is going to be tired. That happened to you a few days ago. That happened to me on Monday and on Wednesday, that I could not get a very good sleep. But still, even though you can't sleep, I still recommend you staying on your bed and trying to rest in any possible ways. Like, even if you're not falling asleep, even if your brain is still working a lot, closing your eyes, trying to relax, that's somewhat helpful, and hopefully after some hours you will eventually fall asleep to get a little bit of sleep. Unless there is something you can do like at the moment, for example, oh, maybe if I drink a chamomile tea, that's going to make me feel more relaxed, or maybe if I take a hot shower, maybe if I take a sleeping pill or something, then do that and go back. But or even reading, right? Sometimes reading can also help you to feel more sleepy. But I do think that it's better for you to stay on your bed than like I give up about sleeping today. Let me just I don't know watch TV or whatever, and then you won't rest at all. You hear stories from people who have issues sleeping and you feel bad for them. It's never been a problem for you, thankfully. It's a little bit of a problem to me, especially last year. But thank goodness this year, for most days, I haven't been having sleeping problems, unless like situations are going on my life. But thank goodness for most days, things have been more chill, and I have been able to sleep very well most days. Someone would recommend me to go for the red one because I went underground with the other one? Sure, let's go for the red one then. This is the vertical coaster, right? Yeah. You watch Draco playing Zelda randomizer? Nothing puts you to sleep faster than Draco? There we go. He has been playing more of Ocarina of Time randomizer lately. I kind of wish that I had a stream to put me to sleep, but I kind of don't have one. So I have been hoping that books will help me to feel more sleepy, you know. Another thing that I do as well is like trying to watch some Netflix series before going to bed, but I don't think they are making me to feel sleepy. I just think that by the time I'm starting to feel sleepy, I was watching the Netflix series. For example, I have been watching the fifth season of The Flash, and by the way, the episode before the one I watched today was probably one of the best episodes I have ever watched on The Flash. And it surprised me because when I was watching that episode, first, it happened when I was not expecting it to happen. Like, I was like, okay, this is just going to be another regular episode of this series. And then, no, it was a freaking fantastic, amazing episode out of nowhere. And second, because it was the closest thing that could resemble Dark, the other Netflix series, or maybe I should say the Netflix series because The Flash is not a Netflix series, it's just on Netflix. But it was the closest thing to Dark I have watched this year. So, as I'm a big fan of Dark, I was super happy about that episode. It was an episode that showed me the past, the present, the future at the same time. And I was like, what? So it was freaking fantastic. The Flash is one of the few superheroes shows and series and I don't know, even movies that I have been watching and that I like to watch. Which, by the way, I also came up to another thought when I was watching those things that was kind of funny to think, but I don't think it is like a theory or something. My chat loves Dark. I've made I've made us all fans. Most of you at least. Yeah, there were some people that they started, like Joe Danson and Drew and Scaploony. Those three are now on my death note because they must finish watching Dark. But yeah, those who stayed strong and watched it all and like got the plot twists, thank goodness they were happy about it, right? They were like, oh, this show is really great. But those that died in the start, come on, it's going to get better later. But let's not lose hope on them, right? No, they stopped like in, I don't know, episode 3, 4, 5. They stopped in the beginning. I know Scaploony did see the first plot twist, but he needs to continue it. He needs to continue it. Oh wait, Electro, you did start watching it because of me? Oh, and also your mom recommended it. Your mom has a very good taste then. But I think that Joe Dancing was planning to go back to it. For me, it was great right at the beginning. To me too, or for me too, right? But the thing is that it gets super confusing, and it gets confusing fast. Especially when like we are starting to get used to the show and then nope, they bring up a new thing for you to be worrying about, and then that's when you're like, okay, I give up, this shit's going to be so hard for me to understand. But if you make through that part, then the show will be like more um I don't know, the show is going to slow it down a little bit, and then you can finally start completing your puzzle again, right? What I meant is that once you start thinking that you were understanding things, the show destroys your jigsaw, right? Your puzzle. It destroys your jigsaw puzzle, and then you need to start placing the pieces again. But then this time it's going to really go for it. So when I was watching it myself, I was like, maybe this is when I will start not getting anything about this show at all. And then no, I could get it after continuing, right? So it does have a rough start, especially if you're not prepared for it. I have been telling people to like go for it, but since the beginning, try to picture the families. Like picturing the families is the most important thing for you to be doing. It's really, really helpful. Even if you don't remember their names, at least try to remember who is part of which family or who is connected to who. Those things that will be helping you out later. I do hope so, Goritsuru, but I'm not sure. The rumors. Oh, by the way, fun fact: was it 4th of November? Yes, it was 4th of November. It was like November 4th. November 4th was the day that everything started, and I was so freaking happy that people were talking about it on Twitter. It was November 4th of 2019. It's the day that that character went through the cave. So I was seeing that on Twitter and I was like, oh my god, people do love Dark as I do. So I was super happy to see that happening on November 4th. And then the rumors of the third season is on next year because of how things end up in the second season, right? And there is a day related to a day on the next year, on 2020. So yeah, the rumors are that their best day for them to release the third season is like on that day that things happen on the second season. But I don't know if they are going to make the whole season in time. I hope they will, because if they do, that's going to be amazing. It's going to be like the perfect day ever for them to have it released. But it's still not confirmed. They are working on it, but I don't know if they are going to finish it in time. Because, for example, in between the two first seasons, it took them more than 2 years, I think, for them to release the second season after the first one. One big reason why many people had to rewatch the first season to remember things up for the second season. I recommend not turning at low heights in a high speed. You don't know how you missed that completely. I also missed that. I could only see that thanks to Twitter telling me that, like trend topics or trending topics, and then there was like the name of the character, and I was, wait, this name, is it really? You know something else that was very curious to me as well? Let me confirm it though. I don't want to give you the wrong name of this actor, but I think that there was an actor in the Hannibal series. Is it the Hannibal series? Let me confirm it. It's. Let me get this actor again. Okay. Is it in Hannibal? Yes, exactly. This actor worked on the TV series of Hannibal. And one of these days I was checking Facebook, and I do follow a page on Facebook that talks about movies, series, and stuff, right? And then they post a picture of this actor, and they were saying his name on that post, and I was like, who's this guy and what's that name? Because once I read his name, I could only think on Dark. So let me know if you will also only think on Dark and if you have ever heard of this actor before. I'm talking about this guy. Look at his name. Once I read that name, I was like, this post is about Dark. So who's that character? Who is that going to be? Is this a spoiler? But no, it was the name of this guy. Have you guys ever heard of this person? I was like, what the heck? There is a person that has that name that's so connected to Dark? Now I'm hoping they get this actor into the third season. It's a must. It must happen. So that's Mads Mikkelsen to you? Because his name has all the Dark connections existent, right? So that guy must be in the third season or it's ruined. That's really his name. I was like, what the heck? Are they talking about Dark? They were not talking about Dark. They were talking about Hannibal. Because of the name of that guy. You know who he is, Victor? Once I read his name, I was like, how? Did they base the Dark TV show on that guy's name? Mads Mikkelsen is one of your favorite actors, Electro? Wait, how did you guys met him? Or where did you guys watch him? Was it thanks to Hannibal? Wait, he was a Marvel villain? Subaru is telling me that this guy is in Death Stranding? Wait, what? This guy is in Dark, in Marvel, in Hannibal, and on Death Stranding? Is this guy the true villain of Dark? Because he's everywhere and then everything is connected? How could I never heard of this guy before? At least Ritsuru also didn't know his name. I'm not alone. He's been in a lot of stuff that's on Swedish TV. And then he was a Marvel villain? And then he's on Death Stranding as well? What the heck? Is he on RollerCoaster Tycoon by any chance? Let's look for Mads Mikkelsen. Imagine if there is a... I'm starting to feel scared to look on this, right? But it's not possible. Mads is not a common name in English. It's not possible. But they have Magnus! They don't have Mads, but they have Magnus. I take Magnus. That makes it. It's the missing link. He was the father in Rogue One? Wait, Rogue One, isn't that Star Wars or am I crazy? I think he's also been a Bond villain. He does look like a Bond villain now that you are mentioning it. I could imagine him in a Bond movie. This guy is everywhere. Wait, he was in Star Trek? Oh, Rogue One is Star Trek, so it was not Star Wars. Never mind. Yeah, he is in games. He is in Death Stranding. Oh my god, Subaru is right. He was also in Star Wars, because I was mentioning it, right? Oh, never mind. Not Star Wars. 007. I got excited. But it's 007. Oh, he was in Doctor Strange. Maybe that's the Marvel movie. And he was in Casino Royale, 007. Jesus. He is going to be in Dark, guys. He gotta be in Dark. Even if he's an Easter egg. Or a cameo. Wait, Star Wars? It's not Star Trek? Yeah, okay, Star Wars did sound more... It did sound more familiar to me, like Star Wars Rogue One. But then Star Trek, I don't know anything about Star Trek, so it could be a possibility. I think you first saw him in The Hunt. Which movie is The Hunt? Oh, by the way, still talking about series and movies and stuff. Yeah, it is a Danish movie. I haven't watched this. Did you guys see that the Witcher's series, the Witcher's Netflix series, that's still not out? It's going to be released next month. Did you see that it already has a second season confirmed? Even before the first season was out? I mean, I'm kind of hyped for that series, even though I'm not a fan of The Witcher, but I want to watch it to see what the show is about or what the story is about. And they already confirmed we are going to have a second season of this. Electro, I think I'm going to add some breaks in here. And then having the turns. You have never seen The Hunt? Me neither. I have a bunch of movies to still watch, right? Show me the levels. That's number 2. Wait, there is a post about it? Death Stranding Mads Mikkelsen as Geralt? Wait, what? No breaks? Wait, what? Why no breaks? You want me to go like this? Oh, go what? Oh, good call. I can go vertical up? What? Okay, this is insane. Oh, you know what? I have a better idea. Let's go to the... Oh, this is not going to work maybe, is it? It will, because I will make it work. Pick like this place right here, get rid of the water of it. Can I make this to work? Is this even possible, what I'm trying to do? Or am I being too ambitious? Am I being too ambitious? I think I am, right? Okay, never mind. Go back. Do really wide bank turns. You think I can do it if I raise the land? Raise the land? But the land, oh, that's surrounding it? Maybe? Well, that's very close. But it's still not it. Go back to level 1. Oh, this is very close to... Now it's a whole mess in here. Oh, I just did it. I was changing the wrong place. Thanks, camera. There we go. This is awesome. Of course I was changing the wrong place, right? Don't use the flat to steep part. Try removing the water for now. So we did this, but then what do I do? Imagine if I keep going into dives. That would be great, but the work for it is going to be insane. Yes, I will leave the idea on the area here. It would be amazing for you to have like a Loch Ness monster coaster like that, but I'm not going for it. Maybe on another day, another time. Do I have this speed though to get over here? I hope that I do. I will also need probably another coaster somewhere to connect to this one. Let me go for... Give me a crazy corkscrew roller coaster. Man, now I'm getting even hungrier. I'm definitely calling it a night after this coaster. So I can go and eat and also watch some more of Pokemon. I was not expecting the green coaster to take me that long though. Should I go for this one? It's... No, it's too big. You think I will have enough excitement? This type has good stats. You think this is not necessary? Okay, so let's see if that's going to be it. Then we need to connect to that turn right there. Okay. How can I do some crazy things around here? Since you are already on the sea, keep doing things on the sea. Why not? Maybe if you do some bank turns. Holding brake for a drop. Should I add the holding brake for a drop in here? Oh, I won't be able to change that, right? Never mind. I'm not sure if I have enough speed for that loop, but I will try it. There we go. Okay, let's see how this goes. It's looking great so far. Can you make the loop? It can't. But it could get here, so that's great. Do I have a booster? I don't think I have a booster, right? Maybe I should just get rid of the loop. Okay, second test. Do the loop at the water level? That's a good idea too. I can't believe that first drop gave us that amount of speed. It was a very good one. But is it going to be enough? At least in this final part, it does connect a little bit to those other coasters right there. It looks great. I did like that the water thing worked for us. And then I wish I could like continue to do it, but that would be a lot of work. But the idea is great. Is this enough? Could this be like too intense or too nauseous? Ultra extreme. Never mind, it's... There we go! First try! I mean, second try because the loop did not work, but... There we go! All the time we spent in the green coaster we saved on this one. And then I also wanted to like get the coaster back to the shore and kind of connect it to the gas somehow. Instead of like going back on the sand or something. Thank you so much, Electro, for the 20 bits. First try, yeah. I mean, maybe not 100% first try, but kind of. The only change we did was the loop. That's fine. I think I got the inspiration for this go back to the shore thing in that level that we were talking about it some streams ago. How was it called again? The one that had the ghost train. I don't know why I wanted to go here because of that level for some reason. I always forget the name of that level. But anyway, there we go, let me save. It's been 4 hours almost. I'm not sure if I want to try another coaster because I have the feeling I won't be able to finish it in time. I mean, maybe it's going to be more challenging than this red one, you know? But I do think next stream we'll be able to finish this coaster and the bobsled coaster. Yeah, two coasters for the next stream. I think we can totally do it. Even though one of them is the bobsled coaster. But yes, this green coaster took all of my work. Although it does look amazing, to be honest, especially how it goes around the towers and stuff. You know an album I should check out sometime if I can find it. You haven't been able to find it yourself. Only heard snippets of it, but it's good. It's called Switched on. I almost read Switched on Birth, right? It's called Switched on Bath, and it's a bunch of J.S. Bach, right? J.S. Bach pieces performed by modular synthesizers. You know what's funny, Victor? This week I was working on the Earn Awards. I mean, I have been working on the Earn Awards a lot, but this week I was working on it while listening to some of my Spotify playlists. And one of my Spotify playlists, I call it like Night Vision, and it has some retrowave songs, but also some songs that have a lot of synthesizers and stuff. It's pretty much electronic music, but mostly retrowave songs, right? And then they were playing some songs from the OST of Stranger Things that I told you that should at least give it a listen if you don't want to watch the whole show. Even though it gets worth watching in the third season, in my opinion. The second season was not that great, but the third one is worth watching. And yes, I was listening to those songs and then I was thinking maybe I should send this to Victor. But yeah, it's because of the synthesizers for sure. Switched on Bach. Is that on Netflix? On Spotify by any chance? Did you hear it on YouTube, Victor? It is a playlist. There is a playlist called Switched on Bach on Spotify. I have the feeling it is this. There are like six songs, I guess, or seven. You don't know. You try to find it on Spotify. It doesn't work for you at the moment. You heard the snippets of it on YouTube and you saw something about it on YouTube. From this cover, that looks a lot like something from the 80s or retro wave. I have the feeling this is it. Who's the artist? Well, it's giving me Bach. That's the thing though. I mean, some songs, like the three first songs, it's like Bach, but then it changes. This one is this guy that I don't know who he is. There is also this Switched on Classics that I'm not sure what it is about. Oh wait, this cover is different. Although whoever made this playlist, it's a hit. Because there are 783 followers. Did you look for that album a lot on YouTube, you think that I won't be able to find it on YouTube? Besides the small parts of the songs? There is. Actually, there are 3 playlists on YouTube about that. And there is this Switzerland Bach MIDI or MIDI. I'm not sure how you guys say this. Wait. Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. Right there. Could it be that one? Is this the picture? It says full album and it has 44 minutes. It's one of the really early electronic albums. Well, I will keep it on my mind. I will write a note in here. And then I do hope we can find it at some point. You don't think so, but you're not sure? Switched on Bach. Okay, so it's now on my notes. I do hope at some point we can find it then. I will try to look for it. The artist of the album you're thinking of is Wendy Carlos, but she used her birth name on the album, I think. It's one of the really early electronic albums. I gotta say that even though I have not planned this park like Electro did, it does look nice in its mess or in its messy way. Especially the coasters going and meeting each other and stuff. For example, this right here, and then this craziness on the ocean as well. It does look nice. But then it won't look nice once the bloodshed coaster gets to our way and crashes and destroys it all and everyone dies, right? Yeah, it's all right. But I gotta be honest. I do hope that after this part we'll get some break before heading into another roller coaster building level, because these levels are so demanding. They are nice, but they are demanding because it's like first you need to kind of beat a regular level by setting things up and adding some rides to make some profit out of them. That's like pretty much building a whole level with a normal objective, and then you will start working on the coasters and then changing them. But at least, even though sometimes the struggle happens, for example in this green coaster, in my first attempt of that green coaster I did get a very good excitement rating, which was 6.4, I guess. And then only after I decided to change it, it got worse. But at least in general, I think I'm building coasters in a better way than before, right? It was a very close attempt for the green coaster at first, and this red coaster was also almost a first try, only thanks to the loop that it wasn't. Wait, that's the cover? Let me save and finish the game. I'm going to stop RollerCoaster Tycoon here, guys, because I wanna eat and I wanna watch some Pokemon. And I also wanna answer some messages that I got on my phone too. Let me close it. We'll be continuing it next Friday. Then let me go check the link Victor sent me. That's the album cover. Okay, it does have nothing to do with the pictures I have seen. Also, what the hell is that cat doing there, Victor? That fluffy cat on that chair next to the synthesizers. That cat's the best about that cover, Victor. It was worth checking the cover just for that cat. I'm checking if I have somebody to host, but not really. Maybe it is still very early. So I'm gonna end it in here, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming up. Tomorrow I'll be streaming Final Fantasy 9. We got to disc 3, so hopefully we'll be checking more things out in there. And I will need to be doing some side questing as well because I'm scared of reaching disc 4 without completing my side quest, because if it is any like Final Fantasy 8, that's dangerous. Maybe I will get to a point that I won't be able to go back to the game or to the side quests. And RollerCoaster Tycoon, hopefully next Friday we can finish this level. 2 more coasters to go. But everything is like on the works, so we have the money for it. We just need to have the creativity, the patience, but I think we can do a good job. So thank you so much everyone for coming. Have a great night. Hopefully, Victor, you can reorganize your sleep schedule. Also, hopefully you're not feeling tired even though you woke up earlier than usual. But yeah, guys, hopefully we can talk again soon. Have a good one, and bye.